Hello, guys. Texas De La Rosa. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you guys back. It's been a few weeks since I've done an actual video where I taped everything because I got a new animal. And guys, wow, I adopted this animal and she is literally the best thing ever. Her name is Mimi, and I am so stinking excited about her. I did a live on my Instagram where you guys can get to meet her. So if you want to go and check that out, big shout out to Paws Shelter in Dripping Springs, Texas. They were amazing. And I just can't even believe this dog was even at the shelter. She has literally been a dream dog. She is so sweet, so loving, so stinking smart. I mean, gosh, this dog is smart. She's not a barker. She is shy, but like loving. And she's also kind of like a cat dog. We've been kind of saying that she's a cat dog because she wants her love and then she wants to go wriggle out and go do her own thing. In fact, she's sleeping right behind me. She wants to be at like arm's length, but then, sometimes she wants to sit right on my lap. So anyways, she's amazing. So again, it has been we've had her for 2 weeks now, and so it has been a lot of change in my life. But I've been so thankful to have her, and I just can't even see my life without her right now. I mean, I just love her. She's got outfits. She's got glow. Little collar that I got her, and she's just amazing. So I'm so thankful I finally adopted an animal after 23 years of living in Austin without an animal, and now I'm like Mr. Dog person. Like I just I want to go to every dog dog event, and I want to go take her to all the dog places. But yeah, but she's still kind of small and still kind of kind of new, so I want to wait for a while. But anyways, so we're going to keep her to ourselves for a bit. But anyways, so that aside, I wanted to talk about this video today because I've had some people reach out to me and ask me what what it takes a person, and this is specifically talking to my people that are looking for permanent makeup artists, because there's such a there's so many artists out there now, and I think that we were talking about this, me and my boss were talking about this a while back at Glow Laser and Beauty, my med spa that I work at. We were talking about there's a new influx in so many artists now in the area, and I believe that that happens because they I don't know if it was, I think there's a lot of these fly by night schools where they're just coming in and doing a 2 day course, whatever, and online courses are so big right now. And I don't know, man, maybe COVID had a lot to do with it, and so there seems to be like so many more artists that are doing permanent makeup nowadays. And so um it's been interesting because as a consumer, as someone who is looking to have something done, it's like, what do you look for? Like how, like when you have that person that has 25 certifications, but they went to a convention and that was in a 2 day, 3 day convention, and you got 25 certificates of completion of something, and you're putting that on your wall and claiming that that is your education. That's a little scary sometimes when when an actual consumer hears this or finds out about that, because you have these quote unquote accolades that are showcasing and your work and what you've put into your craft, but yet you didn't really take a full course. So it can be really misleading, and so I kind of wanted to debunk some of the things and talk about it today with you guys so that you could make the proper choice for yourself. So again, I got into permanent makeup because I wanted to help people feel good about themselves. It was the next step in my evolution of my career, and it was something that I found to be that I was sending people to other people. So I had enough people asking me, "Hey, why don't you do this?" That I decided to do it. And it was something that began and turned into the small thing, and it blossomed and bloomed into this really big thing, and it's been such a cool ride. But man, I'm going to tell you, technology has changed. Our pigments have changed, our needles have changed, our methods have changed, our techniques have changed. So as a consumer, I must say that it is a good time to get your brows done, your lips done, your eyeliner. It is so much better than what I learned many moons ago. So again, I wanted to talk about that. So when you're looking for a permanent makeup artist, not a makeup artist. I do makeup too, but as a consumer, when you're looking for someone to do your permanent makeup, where do you even go? I mean, you Google permanent makeup and then, or microblading, or something, and then all these things pop up and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know who to go to. And so what I can recommend is you definitely want to go in and have a consultation with your client, with your artist as a client, because I think that's when you're going to find whether or not you mesh with that person. I'm going to give you an example. I actually got a tattoo. Where's it at? This one. It's on my chest. I got this tattoo as a walk-in on 6th Street in Austin, Texas. Yeah. Let me tell you what happened. So, I did not do my research. I just went to a place, and this is again many moons ago. I went with a buddy of mine that I worked with, and we went to this place on 6th Street, and I got this tattoo from a guy who I didn't really mesh with as far as like us having like a good conversation together. And I didn't know, he had an attitude. He wasn't very nice. And he looked like he also might be hungover, or maybe he's still possibly drunk. Again, this was on 6th Street. It was like a Saturday afternoon. And so I got this tattoo, and it turned into this big mess because what I wanted were lyrics to a song, a Kylie Minogue song. It says Love Me. And Kylie Minogue is one of my favorite artists, and I got this tattoo, and I thought, okay, it's just lyrics, it's just letters, and it's like a heart with an anchor on it. It's nothing real big and crazy. It's not elaborate. I'm not looking for realism or anything like that, and this is going to be okay. It did not turn out okay. The minute I got home, I saw that it was just blown out in areas, and there were areas that were missing pigment, and it turned this funky color in the first, like, couple of weeks. The heart turned like this bright, bright pink, and it was supposed to be red, and it was just a whole nightmare. And I noticed some of the letters were crooked, and I was just like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? So I wound up having trouble finding someone to fix it. Actually, I contacted a couple of artists in my neighborhood, and I looked in, to see, and they were like, no, go back to your artist. And it was just one of those things. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of bummed, man. So I didn't want to go back to him because I didn't like his attitude. And so I finally found this guy to fix it, because he actually did three other pieces for me, and I did them all in one day. So I was already laying there for so many hours, and I was like, let's just do this one too. And he was like, yeah, I'll fix it, and I'll go over it and make it better. So the reason I'm telling you that story is because I don't want you to do what I did and just walk into a place. Number one red flag is if that person can take a walk in, I probably wouldn't get my permanent makeup done by them. And I hate to say that, because I know that maybe in certain circumstances there might be an artist out there that has a cancellation randomly, and you may just walk in magically and they have something available. But I'm going to tell you, as an artist that is fully booked and my books are full, I don't ever have that happen. I mean, I will have cancellations sometimes, but I have a wait list, that if those people will come in before the walk-in does, if that makes sense. So that's one thing. I would also do lots of research on the internet and see, look at their website, look at their work. Don't just look at their filtered work either. Ask to see videos, ask to see these unfiltered pictures, because I promise you right now we're in this influx of social media, and so many people are using social media to even post their work. And some people don't even have websites anymore. They just have their, the IG and their, YouTube or whatever, Facebook. And all of these are edited. All of the pictures are so edited that you can't even tell what a person's body looks like, their face or anything, because it's all edited, so it looks like a mannequin. And then, they all swear that they're not touching the hair or they're not touching the lips, and it's just the skin around it and da 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 da. But I'm sorry, I've worked with some of those editing tools to see for myself what it does. It absolutely still changes some of the work that you're looking at. So I also got to implore you as a client to look for the healed results. Look for not just the before and after, but ask to see video. And that's super important. That's why I do videos of all my clients. I do videos so that I can show you guys what it's looking like in real life, because sometimes even pictures don't show you what it really looks like. And so that's super important. So again, walk in, probably not a good situation for you to go into. If someone's, again, using lots of filtered work, that would probably also throw me off a little bit. Now, again, I know that there are filters because people don't want to have a blemish or this or that on there, and then you showcasing their work. And I get that, but just overly filtered people, I would be a little bit leery of. I'd be a little bit leery of anybody that is really too low in price. Again, when you're looking at something that's going on your face, you want to um, do that research. And if someone's charging $200 for brows, you're probably going to get a $200 brow, which could turn into a $2,000 brow if that means you're going to have to get it removed and then get it done professionally again, which also happens a lot. Because again, some artists out there are not charging what they should because they're not where they need to be. And this is just a real situation. We all learn, we all get better as we hopefully as we're in this industry. I mean, I started off not doing the best work, and then it got better and better. And and I had a makeup background, and I had this beauty background. And when I started in this industry, it was hard for me too. It's not an easy thing to do what we do as permanent makeup artists. And so I always try to make my clients feel very comfortable when you come in. I always make sure they do consultations. That's something that you want to make sure. Make sure you do a consultation with that person, meaning back to my story, don't just go and do a walk-in and just do it. Don't do that to yourself. Make sure you go and you actually meet your artist and talk to your artist and find out all the questions. Guys, I'm going to tell you this right now, and this is the one thing that baffles me, is that and it also happens in so many other, career forms. But I will say the one that most people ask more questions about is makeup, which is crazy to me because people will ask me, well, what are you using foundation wise? What are your eyeshadows? What are your cleansers? They'll ask about all that stuff. So I have lots of people will ask me that when I'm doing their makeup, and I'll tell them, oh, it's Makeup Forever, it's MAC, it's Dior, it's this, it's Gucci, it's Givenchy. But they won't ask what's getting tattooed into their face. Guys, that blows my mind. You don't ask what ink is being used, what pigment is being used, what machines are being used, what needles are being used. Guys, this is important stuff. It's so important as an artist and as a consumer, as a client, that you go in with knowledge and you find out what that person is using on you. It is going inside of you. That's crazy. And you don't want to know. That blows my mind. So many people that come to me later on down the line, whether it be for removals or whether it be for to get their brows redone or lips redone or touch-ups or whatever, and everything isn't a touch-up when you go to someone new, guys. Just so remember, I'm going to put this out there for the newbies. When you are doing when you're going into a new facility and you had your brows or lips or something done somewhere else, no one's going to charge you for your touch-up that they quoted you. So it's all new to the new artist, right? And we need to see that work and how our new pigment that we're putting on top of that is going into your skin, and then seeing you healed, and then seeing, do we need to pivot? Did it work? Did it not? Did we shift in a weird color? Because again, when you're working over someone else's work, it's not easy. It's not as easy as if you're going in with just virgin skin with nothing on your brows, nothing on your lips. We've got things we have to do sometimes. So it's important. I use hair as an example all the time. And a lot of my clients will then go, oh, okay, I understand. Because I'll say, hey, it's like you were dyeing your hair with black box dye for, ever, and then all of a sudden you want to be a blonde. Well, you go into a salon, they're going to go, well, sweetie, you've been doing box dye for a while. We're going to have to do some things to make your hair lighter, and you're going to go through some phases before we get you where you want to go safely, because we can probably bleach the heck out of it, but then guess what? Now you're going to have fried hair and it's going to look crazy like straw. Same situation with permanent makeup artists. We have to sometimes pivot, and sometimes it is not easy. I have had some challenges in my career. And I can tell you that it's usually because of the previous work that's been done in your skin. Sometimes there's scar tissue, sometimes there's odd colors, whether they be pink or yellow or, blue or whatever. And so we got to think about that. Because again, it's not just as easy as throwing a brow back on you and saying, okay, here you go. Or throwing a lip color on you and saying, here you go. Sometimes you're going to have to get removal. A lot of people don't talk about this when they're talking to their clients as well, because I always tell people, there's an example. If you've been getting your brows, say, tattooed for the last 20 years and you've had maybe 10 sessions, guys, there's so much ink in that skin that sometimes you need to actually get rid of some of that ink before your skin will allow any more in. So that's why I got into removals 9 years ago, was because I had to start helping some of these people that had had makeup and permanent makeup done years and years prior with stuff that was a little bit different than what we're using now. Our industry has changed, and we've got a lot better stuff than we did back in the day. Let me tell you, even in the last 3 years, there's been some amazing growths in our technology and in our industry because of people like, Lulu Luciano. I'll throw her out there. She's amazing with Microbue. I mean, she does a ton of work to make sure we're getting good pigments. And then, people like Taryn Darling, who are with Girls Inc. In Vegas, and they do the LI pigments, and they have done so much work to make sure that their pigments are great and heal great in people's skin. So again, all of these changes have happened over the years, and so I implore you as a client to ask what they're using on you. What pigment are they using? What line is it? That way, if you run into a situation where maybe it didn't work out for you, maybe that artist wasn't for you and you didn't like the shape or you didn't like whatever, at least you now have the knowledge to tell that next artist, hey, they used such and such on me. They used this needle on me. They used this machine on me, because all of that is important. Needles, machine, pigments, and then technique. What technique did they use on you? Was it powder brow? Was it nano? Was it microblading? What did they do? What did they do to you? So many of my patients, when they come to me, again, with removals or with corrective work, or if they're just coming in because they want their brows freshened up, don't know what happened. And I think that's really bizarre, because as an artist, I like to know what ink is going in my body. When I'm getting a tattoo, I want to know what is going inside of me. And I look at those needles and I look at things, and I know that I'm not like every other person out there, because again, I have knowledge about the industry, but I think that you should have knowledge of the industry as well, which is why I'm doing this video today, because I've had so many people reach out and ask this question: how do I find a good artist? Another thing is, when you have that consultation with someone and you've got all the answers now, you've got all the things, do y'all have an idea of what you want to do? Did that person listen to you and decide what you were going to have for you, or did you work together to get there? And that's also very important stuff, because again, an artist may be great at their job, but if they don't give you what you want, then that's a problem, because that is what you are going to be wearing on your face for whatever, brows, eyes, lips, whatever. And this is important for you to hear, because a lot of people will go to places because of, like, big numbers on social media or whatever, or they hear that this person's the best or whatever, and then they get upset because their work isn't what they wanted. I always tell people when they come to see me that I don't do cookie cutter brows. I don't do cookie cutter anything. Everybody is so different as far as their frontal area, their frontal bone, their muscle movement, their brow shape. Everything is so different from patient to patient and client to client, that I don't do the same look on every single person, because it just won't look good. We don't all need the same shaped brow. That'd be like if everyone got bangs across and the entire world had bangs. Would we look a little weird? Yes. So I tell people all the time, and again, this isn't me saying anything negative about people that have a look. If you have a look that you do and it's beautiful and people want that look, then go for it. But you're not going to be for everybody. I'm not for everybody, because I don't have a standardized brow shape that I stick with and I give it to every single client. That just doesn't work. Again, my clients don't want that. And that's why people come to me. So again, making sure you're okay with your artist. I don't do huge, big brows. And so if that's what you want, chances are I'm not going to be your artist, and that's okay. That means that you've got someone else for you. And guys, if someone comes to me and wants that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to find them an artist that works for them, that will do something for them, because that's the type of person that I am. We all have hits and misses, guys. As artists, we are here to facilitate something, but sometimes there's disconnect between us and our clients, and clients, expectations are also something that we have to be mindful of, and then also be truthful with. If you're trying to do something that isn't going to look good on you, aesthetically, as an artist, we have to tell you sometimes, hey, I don't think this is the right way to go because maybe it's too big for you or too bold or whatever. And when you're not wearing makeup every single day, is that going to be the first thing that people notice when they see you? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be your eyeliner. It shouldn't be your brows. It shouldn't be your lips. It should be kind of an afterthought. And of course, this is my opinion. So take it for what it is. But I think that permanent makeup should not be so bold that you look at it and that's all you see. And so a lot of times, clients will come in and we have to reiterate that to them that, this is not makeup. It's not going to be on your face like makeup where you're going to have a full face, like when you get your face done to go to, events or whatever at the MAC counter. And then you have that now tattooed brow. Because again, I always tell my clients when you're getting up in the afternoon and you're having to go to HEB or pick up the kids and you don't have any makeup on, but then your brows are so big and so bold that everyone's like, ooh, those brows or those eyes or, oh my gosh, those lips, then we have a problem, I think, because unless you want that, and if you want that, then cool, but I just think that sometimes less is more, especially when it comes to a tattoo on your face. So being able to mesh well with your artist is also super important, and making sure that you guys understand what's going on, and is that person talking to you about the procedure, what they're using, what numbing they're using, are they using numbing, all of that stuff is so very important and vital. I've had 2 patients in the last week that have really been really, really happy with seeing our facility too, because of how clean and medical it looked and how thorough we were with everything. And that just goes to show that I have a good team at my front desk at Glow Laser and Beauty, and that they took care of my clients and sent them the proper information, filled out everything online. They came in, they had good consultations. They realized that the consultation was an important step in whether or not this is going to be something for them. And I think that that's something that everybody needs to do in our industry. So if you are a client that just walked in and got a tattoo, how long did you know that person, and how did y'all get to, I just question, how did y'all get to the point where then they're tattooing you? Because now, after what I know from my own mess up from just walking in and getting a tattoo done on my body, I'll never do that again. Again, I want to wait for that artist that's, got a 3-month wait period. I'd be happy to wait and pay extra because, again, it's going to be on my body. So again, and then I also want to say too, I mentioned earlier about the $200 brow. There might be some good people out there doing $200 brows. I was actually shook when I was doing makeup on a client a few years back, actually maybe 5 years ago, and she had her brows done, and she said she got them done in like a nail salon. She's getting her nails done, and she had her brows done too for like $85, and I was like, whoa, they're beautiful. So again, diamond in the rough. Sometimes you find people that are doing fantastic work, and she just lucked out, man, I think, because those $85 brows were just killer. But again, that is not very common. So when you're looking at purchasing something like a tattoo on your face, you're probably going to want to spend some top dollar on it. We charge accordingly at my facility on my experience, on the products that I'm using, on the machines, the needles. All of that is so very important. So again, so those are just some of the things that I think that as a consumer, as a person looking to get in into a facility and getting a consultation and learning more about what's going to happen on your face, I think these are some of the key points for you to go over. And yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. So again, that's why we have consultations at my facility. I do not take walk-ins at all. I won't ever. I do have some clients that I know, and so I've met them, out in passing or whatever. And so if we talk and we kind of, we see each other. Happened the other day. I ran into a lady walking my dog, and she now is going to be a client of mine. And I saw her brows, and she's going to actually have them removed first, and we're going to get them done. And she's already done removal sessions somewhere else, but we're going to continue that for her. But again, that one I probably won't need a consultation with because I already talked to her and I saw her and I know where we're going, what she wants to do. But again, I, as an artist, want to talk to all of my clients and find out what it is they want, because I want to know if I can even give it to them, that sort of thing. So also, again, with like medications and things, and if you're on medications, if you have like, if you're doing, chemo treatments or things that maybe will hinder your healing, then we want to talk about those things too. So again, consultations are so important. So guys, when you're looking for an artist, make sure you do those consultations and just get to meet the person, get to meet them and find out if that's the person for you. Because I guarantee you, if you find someone that isn't for you, you will find someone that is for you. I promise. And if you can't, message me. I know lots of artists. I have a great group on Facebook that I run with over 5,000 people in it with all artists. And so guys, if you're in Australia, if you are in the UK, if you're in Canada, if you're in California, I can probably find you a brow person if you don't want to fly and see me. You can though, because I have people flying all the time. But if you want to find someone that's easier for you to get to, I'll help you do that too. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. But again, I just wanted to just pop on today. And this, again, was for the clients that are looking for permanent makeup and how to find someone. I hope this helped you in some way get some information and some insight. If you ever need anything, please leave a message down below and I'll get back with you here on YouTube. And again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for also being here for this video. And if you need anything, again, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next video. Bye, guys.